welcome back, everybody, to the season of encounters. That's right here on the Squatters Lounge podcast morning show. Honk, honk, honk. No, just kidding. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about Skamania County, Washington tonight. Why? Well, because that's right on top of Mount St. Helens, and damn it, it makes a whole lot of sense for Bigfoot to live there. That's right, everybody. I am the host of this mess, the Reverend Jeff Kelly, and we are here with the season of encounters once again. Hey, you. Yeah, you right there. You're awesome. And thank you for being here tonight. That's right. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the news like we usually do at the start of every show since like 2014. And since it was April Fool's Day, you'll have to bear with us just a little bit. Apparently here, the first 90 kangaroos were released in Wyoming. That's right. Dubois, Wyoming. Hey, I can say that word because I know what it means. The Wyoming Wild Game Department, the WWGD, partnering with the Wyoming Migration Initiative, the WMI, have released the first of 5 planned batches of 90 antelopine kangaroos in the Wyoming outdoors, dubbed Project Sagehopper by the WWGD team, responsible for evaluating the viability of Wyoming's habitat for Australian marsupials. It has been in the planning stages for 3 years. The goal is twofold: create a new interesting wildlife viewing opportunity for tourists, and in several years, potentially provide additional hunting opportunities too. Yeah, we're going to get to shoot us some antelopine. Or not. Antelopine, there's no such thing as an antelopine kangaroo. Kangaroos are not going to survive the Wyoming winters. But damn it, I'd go and shoot me a damn kangaroo. That's for damn sure. My comment on it is what I was like, great. Next thing you know, the kangaroos will be mating with the opossums, and we'll have 6-foot opossums with a bad attitude and no Edgar suit. Yeah, get the reference on that one. Most people do. All right, moving right along. This is not a joke. Published a few days after April Fool's Day, python hunters capture a 15-foot snake in the Florida Everglades. Please, if you're a Florida investigator, this is not a joke. These things, people have released them. They've gotten loose from however means they've gotten there. They are there and they are breeding, and they can survive the mild winter southern Florida. It is the kind of region that they come from. Please watch your small children, watch your pets. Things, they'll eat you. So apparently, trappers or 2 python hunters captured a massive python in the Florida Everglades over the weekend. They have just teams of people to go out and just drive around looking for road crossings of these things. Like we go out looking for Bigfoot, they go out looking for monstrous pythons, only they actually find them. Python hunters as part of the South Florida Python pilot program called the Everglades Python Challenge. On Saturday, hunters Nicholas Benos and Leonardo Sanchez wrangled a 15-foot python, which is the largest one caught this season so far. Burmese pythons have been destroying public land and are on top of the food chain in the ecosystem. So the Florida Water Management District approved the program funding designed to incentivize private parties who help eliminate the snakes. They basically paid them a bounty. Snakes wranglers have 60 days to catch the snakes. Participants are paid minimum wage hourly rate and up to 8 hours a day, with an additional $50 payments for pythons measuring up to 4 feet. So there you go. So you can get $50 a python as long as they're under 4 feet. I don't know why you wouldn't pay more. Wranglers capturing bigger snake will earn an extra $25 for each foot measured above 4 feet. Oh, bonus. So your 15-footer was worth let's see here, was worth 100, 200. That takes care of the first 4 feet. And then 11 times 25. So you've got 250 and another 25. So 275. So that thing was worth your day's wages plus damn near $500. That's not a bad deal. So maybe moving back to South Florida and becoming a snake hunters in the future. I doubt it. All right, moving right along. As Dean Cooper wants us to know, our quasi-scientist, is fruit eating responsible for big brains? Everybody used to think it was protein or this specialty or that specialty. Well, ask any biologist what makes primates special, and they'll tell you the same thing: big brains. Those impressive noggins make it possible for primates, from spider monkeys to humans, to use tools, find food, and navigate the complex relationship of group living. But scientists disagree on what drove the primates to evolve big brains in the first place. Now a new study comes out to an unexpected conclusion: fruit. That's right. The paper is enormously valuable. He was impressive. He was enormous, says Richard Wrangham, a biologist, anthropologist at Harvard University, who was not involved in the work. Hey, there you go. Here's somebody to back up your story. For the last 20 years, many scientists have argued that primates evolved bigger brains to live in bigger groups, and an idea known as the social brain hypothesis. The new study's large sample size and robust statistical methods suggest a diet and ecology deserve more attention. But not everyone is convinced as usual. Oh, God, somebody has a new idea, and we're going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. All right, moving right along. Eat fruit. Get a bigger brain. Don't eat your cousins. Hey, speaking of stop eating your cousins, this little guy needs a timeout. If you didn't see this thing, this chimp threads the needle and literally slings poop on poor grandma. Now, I'd play the video for you, but we know how copyright things work, and you can catch this on Facebook. It's all over the place. But when I saw this, the way he did it reminded me so much of whatever the hell that red ape thing was in Lake Okeechobee, when it was flinging smelling feces at us. It was just remarkable how accurate they can be with that thing. Hashtag stop eating your cousins. Okay. Moving right along from a poop slinging chimp, something's afoot in Port Chatham. A century-old rumors persists of a terror in the mountains. That's right. Mr. Mike Kopic posted this one. Port Chatham, a bay on the southern tip of the Kenai and former village of the same name, hardly seems like a setting for an inexplicable terror and fright, but a series of mysterious disappearances and deaths where the Kenai Mountains narrow before plunging into the North Pacific gave birth to the rumors that began in the 1930s and continue to this day. And the rumors all point to the same thing: something's not right around Port Chatham. Take, for instance, Andrew Camlock, who had gone out logging in 1931. He was found dead in the woods from a blow to the head. A piece of log moving equipment nearby may have been used as a weapon. Around the same time, Elder Simon Kavaneskanov, she's the deadliest woman with a dodgeball, of nearby Port Graham, present-day Nanwalek, said that a gold miner headed out for the day and just disappeared. No sign of the prospector was ever found. That's because he found a bunch of gold and some highwaymen robbed him, killed him, and took his crap. Anyhow, sometimes later, Tom Larson went out to chop wood for fish traps when he saw something large and hairy on the beach. He ran back home for his rifle. When he returned to the water's edge, the thing just stared at him. Larson never could explain why he didn't fire. Then in 1973, an Anchorage newspaper ran a piece on a retired school teacher who had taught in Port Chatham during World War II. She told the cannery workers who went into the mountains to haunt doll sheep and bear, but never returned. Search parties found no trace of them. Then a rumor spread that a mutilated body, torn and dismembered in a fashion that didn't resemble wounds from a bear attack, had been swept by rains down the mountain and into the lagoon. Yow, what's going on in Port Chatham? Well, the mystery continues. You can find this one on AlaskaMagazine.com. All right. Creature spotted in the Nature Institute. Park officials are advising caution to hikers. Look at that big bastard. He's got to be 8 feet tall. He's standing in the weeds. We got us a picture of it. Holy crap. At dawn, Saturday, April 1st, at the Nature Institute in Godfrey, TNI Executive Director Andrew Moon said hikers should exercise caution when hiking TNI's trails. Moon said several individuals working on okay, it's April Fool's joke. Ha 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 ha. Very next day they post, did we get you? This was a photoshopped image of reporter Corey Davenport the force. Well, no sheep shit, lady. Sorry. I hate April Fool's Day. All right, moving right along. Mr. Gunnar Munston of Monster X Radio posted this up, and I called it. I knew it was coming. Everybody's heard that, Bigfoot, Finding Bigfoot's having this big blowout April 29th at Bluff Creek. Why they're having it in April, not October, didn't make any sense to anybody but me, because indeed, Finding Bigfoot is having their series finale, their final episode. That's right. No charge for vendor booths either. The Finding Bigfoot hit TV show on Animal Planet is filming their series finale in Willow Creek with special guest Bob Gimlin of the Patterson-Gimlin film fame. This 3-hour-long episode will feature Willow Creek and celebrate the Bigfoot culture with a festival at Veterans Park, complete with vendors, entertainment, contests, and more. So apparently, the town's having their big blowout in April, too. So just to hell with the October 20th date or whatever, during the actual dates, get a hold of me and we'll put a party together and we'll go up there and have a good time. Anyhow, it's over. It's what's happening. Series finale, season finale, Finding Bigfoot is done. I enjoyed the show clear up till the end. I don't care. Matt Moneymaker's still a douche to me, but that's just because he is. I want to see what's happening. I want to see if something better comes along in its wake, in its shadow. Mountain Monsters apparently is still coming back. So woohoo! We got looked at her ahead to look at that shit show. All right, people. The old Reverend here, just before showtime, saw a link that he just couldn't believe. As we've talked about on the show last week, old Todd the Fraud Standing is back, making videos. There was some 7-minute video he put out earlier. Now before we get into all this, now I just want y'all to understand, I am not advising anybody to watch one single moment of this man's trash for anything. I'm going to do it, as painful as it is, because I have to keep track of the crap that's going to happen. And I'll keep you guys advised of it as we go along. I really will each week, because the shit show's going to get thick. But as I called it, we're pretty sure that Todd Standing's going to be involved with Les Stroud on Bigfoot TV and that whole streaming deal that's going out there. Just before the show, I caught this 3-minute video where Todd's literally, he's got a friggin' geek erection over Meldrum coming on his new, again, Bigfoot North radio show is coming back. And Dr. Meldrum will be on it to talk about his sighting. Now, just a month ago, I saw where somebody had asked him if he'd ever saw Bigfoot, and he said no. So I'm not really sure what to believe anymore, but as expected, the Meldrum won't miss out on the party boat to make money, and he will work with whoever he has to make sure that he's not left behind. Dr. Meldrum, I beg you, sir, if you would like for me to stop being so critical of you, you see this little picture right over here? This one right over here to the right, the one of Blinky, the one of whatever the hell that is, you come out in support of that being an actual Bigfoot, that you have seen the video, that you have analyzed the video, and you agree with Todd Standing that we should all get behind and stand behind the video of that blinking head as being a Bigfoot. And I will stop being critical of you. I'll call you a hypocrite, but I'll stop being critical of you. I'll just stop talking about you altogether. I'm serious. You can't have it both ways. You can't not stand behind the man's work, but be on the show and talk about how great of an investigator he is. And if you watch this 3-minute video, which I'm begging you don't, because it made me somehow feel dirtier than I had already felt from watching that other video yesterday. At the end of this thing, he just has you can watch him get erect from the way he talks about Meldrum. It's like there's a requirement here going on. It's like you will suck up to the Meldrum as much as he wants you to suck up to the Meldrum, or he won't be on your program. I don't know what's going on here, but this is going to be the year of shit show when it comes to Bigfoot. And I, for one, am praying that this whole Bigfoot TV thing just fails. I don't know what we're going to do when all this stuff goes behind the subscription wall and somebody's going to have to pay for it. I might have to put up a GoFundMe campaign for like $10 a month to get people to, donate like 25 cents so we can all pay for it, and I'll watch it. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out because I really don't want to give them any money, but I don't believe anybody's going to steal it and upload it to the internet because it's just going to be garbage. But my God, dude, the 7-minute video that he did was he was talking about the morph video where his head got morphed into Bigfoot, and he's measuring pine needles to show how that's untrue. And he's proving himself wrong with the size of the pine needles, but that has everything to do with this digital presentation, the size of these pine needles. It's so ridiculous that this is what's going to be presented to the world because people like Meldrum will get involved with it. And that, people, is why I'm as critical as I am of the people that we should be able to trust in the Bigfoot world. When they work with an open hoaxer like this, you tell me that both non-blinky and winky are Bigfoot, and the eyes tell the story that, yeah, sure, species can have different types of eyes. Bullshit. And then whatever that black thing is that he didn't release that looked like the friggin' big monster thing from the Muppets. Oh, wait. Look here. In the studio, I've got a live guest. Let me go ahead and bring him on for everybody. I didn't know if he was going to show up or not, but I have one of Todd Standing's Bigfoots right here in the studio. He doesn't know anything about my work, so screw that guy. No, I'm serious. This is how fucking stupid it's getting. There's another guy out there who's taking pictures of a Curious George or a teddy bear and calling them friggin' 3-foot peaking Bigfoots as though he's completely friggin' serious. That's why you come here, and I love you for it. And that, everybody, was the news. And that was the rant from the Reverend Jeff as well. All right. Hey, we don't have a quasi this week because, well, Dean's about to be up to shit in his hips if he doesn't do something about the situation at the house. And Jebin's working on his camping videos and some other things going on. So we're going to go straight to shout outs and see who the hell's hanging out live tonight. Might be some new people, might not. Let's see here. I see Mr. Kurt Harris. How you doing out there, sir? That's right. Now playing center field, batting third, Mr. Kurt Harris. And there's Miss Squatchbox. How you doing? Glad you could join us tonight. We will be doing a hangout after the show as usual. There's a Michael Coach. I want to say Cock is what it would actually be, but maybe Coach. Not sure. Hey, glad you could join us as well. James the Grower. We know what you're growing that good shit. That good white boy weed, I'm telling you. Let's see here. We got Mr. Dean Cooper, our quasi theorist. He's always hanging out. Mr. Rod Dupree is in the place to be. And then we got Mr. Sam Squanch Rivera. How you doing, buddy? Glad you could join us. Wyatt Ola was there, but he had to head out early. Glad you could join us when you watched the replay. I at least said you were here. How you doing there, Chief? Let's see here. I know Mr. Collier Wilmus is out there hanging out somewhere. There's a Cody Johnaway hanging out tonight. How you doing there? Glad you could join us. I hope you're not a Todd Standing fan, and if you are, shame on you. We'll see here. Lance Windsor, how you doing, buddy? I know you try to join the Hangouts, man, but you got to figure out what's wrong with your machine. It's not us. It's definitely you. It's not you. It's me. No, trust me. It's you. Let's see here. I saw Starshine was hanging out there earlier. I don't know if she had to go back to work or what her deal was. And that looks to be about who was out there. So if you haven't come into the chat and you haven't let me know that you're here, there's no way I can say hi to you. I can't read people's minds. So there's one. There's a new one, Mr. Joe Nicholas. Glad you could join us from Midland, Texas. I've been through Texas. It's a fine place. Actually, Round Rock was my home for a little while. Rodney Wilson. Hey, glad you could join us as well. There's Oreo Cream Rocks. They made it finally just in time. Let's see here. I think that is everybody. It's James Koch. See, I was wrong both ways. It wasn't Koch. It wasn't Cock. It was How you doing here, pal? Glad you could join us tonight as well. Lupe Reyes. What's up from the Reyes Fort Hall, Idaho? Idaho. There's a lot of people from Idaho hang out around here. How you doing, buddy? Glad you could join us as well. We should just quit what? I have no idea. Oh, we should all just give up squatching. No, we ain't giving up squatching. That's crazy. We're going to give it up. We're going to put up the real stuff. We're going to keep the real stuff going. And speaking of real stuff tonight, we are talking about Bigfoot encounters. That's right. The season of encounters is all about encounters. And we've got some for you tonight. I just have to find them because I hit them. And then I didn't know what to do with them. Oh, there we go. Skamania County. That's where we're going tonight. The bread and